Okay, now.
All right. My name is Ryan Reyes. I was born in Los Angeles, California. I'm the youngest of 5, first generation American. My parents immigrated from the Philippines, and I went to undergrad at Texas A&M University. I studied psychology and business administration, and then I moved out here and went to law school. And I graduated from Regent University 2 years ago, and am an attorney at Conrad & Company law firm. I practice all types of different law. I mainly do litigation though, but I'll do some transactional work. We do a lot of buying and selling of apartment complexes for investor groups all across the nation, and then I do a lot of wills, trusts, and estates as well. And as some of you guys have met, my fiance, we're getting married on October 11th. She's also an attorney.
Tell me you're doing the rehearsal.
And our rehearsal dinner, we're doing it at High Fly. We're going indoor skydiving. We're going to take the leap of faith. So, yeah, that's what's happening on that. And then she's also an attorney. We met in law school. We actually met at a study abroad in Strasbourg, France, which is really nice. So it's really hard not to fall in love when you're out there. And that's who I am. And I joined Rotary because the service above self. I've always been interested in community service, and this club seems like a great place for that. So that's why I've been interested and wanted to join.
Unfortunately, unable to be here, and Mary Landon is standing in for her. Would you please introduce our speaker?
I will do that. I want to say that we really tried to jade Ryan's fiance into not getting married on the day so he could go to the road rally. We want to welcome today Mary Miller, the president and CEO. She has worked in downtown management field for over 10 years and has almost 20 years experience in planning and project management for local governments and in the private sector. Prior to joining the Downtown Norfolk Council, she was the Housing Services Planning Manager for the City of Norfolk, administering programs at the city's Design Center. Before that, she was a Historic Preservation Planner for the City of Chesapeake, Vice President for Projects with the Langley Group, and a planner with the City of Norfolk. What hasn't she done? Mary holds a master's degree in urban and regional planning from the University of Rhode Island and a Bachelor of Science degree in architecture from the Catholic University of America. Mary currently serves on the board of the Norfolk Hospitality Association and is an active member of the Urban Land Institute. Please welcome Mary Miller.
Function not available.
Oh, sure. Well, do you want me to sit there with her? You may have to. I mean, that's what I tell you. Sorry.
That's okay.
It could be a battery issue.
Anybody there?
Good morning. Thank you very much for having me as your speaker this morning. How many of you even know who the Downtown Norfolk Council is? I know Dick does, okay, a few of you, so a few more than maybe I thought, but good. Next.
Okay. Let's see if we do this right. There we go.
So this screen just shows who we are. For those of you who don't know, the organization was founded in 1979. Currently, we have over 340 business members, organizational and individual members. Our goal is to promote downtown, to enhance business, and obviously to work on retail, commercial, residential enterprises. We also manage something called the Downtown Improvement District, which was created in 1999 as a way to add additional services to the downtown area. It's a 48-block area. And so the property owners in downtown actually pay an additional real estate tax. They currently pay an additional 16 cents per 100. 15 cents goes to the Downtown Norfolk Council for its management of programs, and 1 cent is retained by the city for special projects. From our perspective, we use those dollars for marketing, for our operations team. We have a clean team, a public service ambassador team, and then also working on advocacy efforts and key projects. So I'm going to go through quickly as an organization some of the things that we have been working on, and then I'm going to talk more about overall downtown. Over the past year, we successfully advocated with the Downtown Norfolk Civic League and a group called Revision Norfolk for changes in parking policy. We were successful in getting the city to agree to 2-hour free parking on Saturday, an extension of weekday parking passes. So if you're an employee in downtown, your monthly parking pass now gets you to stay in the garage till 9 without getting an additional surcharge. And also worked with them, they now have something called Passport Parking, which is an app on your phone, so that you can easily, you don't have to always be fishing for change. If you're parking at a meter downtown, you can actually use that app. We continue to advocate for projects in the Arts District. We've been working with the city on its bike planning process, on its bike plan, and we started a market-based strategic planning process last summer that culminated this summer, which we're going to talk about a little bit more. In the Arts, in the Arts District, there's a lot going on. The city did a revitalization strategy, and the Arts District is the area of downtown that's north of Hampton Avenue. It's anchored on the west by the Chrysler Museum, Scope and Chrysler Hall, or the southeast corner of the district, and sort of the intersection of the district is Granby and Llewellyn. There are a lot of murals that are currently going up in the district. We are holding what is going to be called the Neon Festival, October 15th and 16th from 5 to 10 each evening. And it's a way for us to celebrate just the amount of activity and development activity that's happened in the district basically in a year and a half. I mean, it's really been transformative. The 15th and 16th for downtown is going to be leading into Wine Fest and then the Stockley Gardens Art Festival. I mentioned bikes, but we have been focusing more and more also on placemaking activities. We partnered with the city of Norfolk to install bike racks throughout downtown. We did about 50 of them, a bike corral that's in front of Field Guide, and then individual bike racks throughout the city. Worked with Traffics and HRT to install the first bike maintenance station in the city, and that's at MacArthur Square. There's a second one in downtown that was installed at the plot in the Arts District. Oh, the bike maintenance station, it has a bike pump, so you can blow up your tires if they're out of air, but it also has all kinds of other tools if you needed to do bike repairs. So it's very well used. And then the other project that has consumed our lives in my office is a program called Vibrant Spaces, which I'll also touch on a little bit more. Next, please. Thank you. So, Vibrant Spaces. A year ago, we established a committee of the board called the Street Level Diversity Committee, really looking to how do we get more uses at street level in downtown. We've done a great job. There's a ton of restaurants, but we had some vacancies. And downtown's not like a mall. It's not like a town center, because pretty much most of the buildings are individually owned and operated. So how do you get them all on the same page to have the same vision and then to also work towards the same goal? We held 2 charrettes, did a lot of background work, and got 6 property owners to sign a participation agreement with the Downtown Norfolk Council that would allow us, through a process, to actually find a tenant for their property. There are 6 properties: 810 Granby Street, 433 Granby Street near Field Guide, 401 Granby Street, which is a small space that Buddy Adams has in his Metro on Granby property, and 2 spaces in the Granby Municipal Building on the Granby Street side, and 1 in the Wells Fargo Center, 440 Monticello Avenue space they have on the Charlotte Street side. The property owners had to agree to give the tenants selected 2 years at 50% of market rate, the 3rd year at 75%, and then they could negotiate the lease terms beyond that. We would give the selected tenant a $20,000 grant to get them started. So they could use that for build out, they could use that for buying, merchandising their business if necessary. And then we also had another program as part of this for existing businesses that they could apply for a $10,000 grant to enhance their property. Never in our wildest imagination did we ever think we would get the number of applications we would. We thought 30 to 40, and we got 96.
Wow.
So the committee has had a lot of work on its hands. We had hoped the process, and we would have made an announcement of tenants in August. It's September 18th today. We're not there yet, but we're getting there. So it's a really good project. It's the first of its kind that's been done in the country like this. I'm sure we will be coming out of it with a lot of lessons learned on that one. I mentioned our staff, and the operations team this year, we rebranded their uniforms so they don't look so police-like. They're a lot more bright, colorful, and casual. They're on the upper left-hand side, so that's what our public service ambassadors and our clean team ambassadors wear. Fred is probably our most known amenity that we have in downtown. He gets very well used. I think yesterday alone he had 60-some passengers. And then during the year, the ambassadors do things for us called random acts of kindness. So during the winter, when it was freezing cold and icy out, they were handing out the little hot packets to people. We've given people hot chocolate, flowers, and lots of other things.
What does Fred stand for?
Oh, free ride every day. So he's free. You just call him and he comes and picks you up and takes you wherever you need to go in downtown. Okay, thank you.
From where?
Oh, so anywhere. So my office is on City Hall Avenue. He could pick you up. He could take you to, say, the Harrison Opera House. You could be staying at the Sheraton as a guest, and you want to go to dinner at 456 Fish. He would transport you to those areas. He's a low-speed vehicle, so he can't travel. Like, he's not allowed to go on Bramilton Avenue other than across Bramilton Avenue, because he'd probably get squished. He just doesn't have the pickup. He doesn't have the pickup and go as a
One scroll.
as a vehicle.
Fred is a real asset for downtown. Tourists come, they're in a hotel, they want to go to a nice restaurant, have a few drinks.
Yeah,
They don't have to worry about parking or finding the way back.
That's right.
Very pedestrian and visitor friendly.
Yeah, no, and he's a new second version of Fred, and so he actually doesn't have air conditioning, but in the wintertime he does have heat, so he has
How do
real
you get it?
Excuse me?
How do you get it?
Oh, you call. I have a phone number I can give you when you're downtown. You just give him a call and he comes and picks you up. So, sometimes you have to wait a few minutes because he is busy. The other thing we did as an organization this year was just refreshed our branding so that we had great brand standards. Next. We also updated our whole website, so it's just fresh, has a new and clean look, and obviously with technology today, we now have one website that was designed and optimized so that no matter where you view it on a desktop, an iPad, or a smartphone, you're going to get a great viewable site. Next. And then the other thing as an organization we do are, we produce the Grand Illumination Parade and the marketing umbrella of holidays in the city. Each year we also do have a model train exhibit. The parade this year is on November 21st. I heard somebody talking about judging floats earlier for something. That gets to be part of what we do as part of the parade as well. The parade now draws probably 80 to 100,000 people downtown. This year we actually reviewed the applications on Tuesday night, and we had the greatest number of applications that we've ever had. We had over 90-some applications. We try to keep the number of units in the parade just over 70 because it is broadcast live on Channel 13 as well. Other things that we do during the year, Restaurant Week. We hold a Restaurant Week that we produce with our downtown restaurants in January and July. Obviously, with the number of new residents moving in downtown, we want them to know about downtown, so we put together packages that the property managers can have. And then we help with things like when we launch the Park Happy
So the Tazewell apartments and all that sort of stuff, they have to get those?
Yes, yes.
Great.
We put folders with guides, dining guides. Any of our members can also give us information to put in the package as well to give to them. And then events. We do First Fridays. The next one we have is on October 2nd at MacArthur Green, which is the vacant space that's part of the mall at the corner of Freemason and Monticello. We do fun things like fun spot pop-ups, particularly during the warmer months. We recently did one at TCC Plaza. We had the Hot Gumbo Jazz Band out there. We do free giveaways and activities. We do stay and play, so on a Wednesday, typically once a month now. Just an opportunity for people that work and live downtown to know that they can mingle with either their co-workers and friends or family. And then in May, we do something now called Employee Appreciation Day, just a way to say thank you to all the people that work in downtown. The past 2 years, we've done it at MacArthur Square, which is where the light rail station is now by the new Slover Library. And then we have a ton of social media. We're on LinkedIn, Google+, Facebook, Twitter, you name it. Now Snapchat, which our 23-year-old social media marketing consultant knows I couldn't use it to save my life probably. And then this year we also refreshed our branding, Destination Downtown. As an organization, sometimes it's tough because we're not marketing a thing, a widget, or trying to sell a widget. We're trying to market downtown as a place to be, and on so many different levels. Whether it be convincing people it's a great place to locate their office, a great place to come to dinner, or to a cultural activity, to shop. So that's our current campaign. Prior to launching Vibrant Spaces, we did have something called Facade Improvement Grant that we had probably for the past 7 to 8 years. This past year, we awarded grants to the Texaco Building in the Arts District, to Zeke's Coffee Shop in the Arts District, the Groove Record Shop, which is on the ground floor of the Metro Granby residential project, Groove Cheese Bistro, which is on the ground floor of the James Apartments, and then Leone's, which is under construction now and renovation, which will be a new Italian restaurant downtown at the corner of Granby and Charlotte Street. I mentioned earlier a strategic planning process that we took on last year, and we did that because there's all this activity going on downtown. We all know there's a lot of residential activity, there's a new hotel under construction, the library was opening, Waterside, when we started this, we weren't sure what the timeline for Waterside was, but we do now. And it's also, downtowns right now are hot. People are investing in downtown. So for us as an organization, with our resources, with the limited staff resources and financial resources, we wanted to know how to focus our time and dollars and to best take advantage of everything that's happening, and how we would then work on that over the next, say 5 to 10 years in our planning. So we started a process with a consulting company out of Denver, Colorado, who we've worked with before on the actual improvement district, and did everything from, we had open houses, did an online survey. At the end of the day, we had about 750 weigh in on what our strategic planning process should be. Next. The area, I mentioned the improvement district. This is just a map that shows downtown. The dark green boundary is the improvement district boundary. And then the next map shows downtown in the context of the neighborhoods. So often as an organization, we focus just on those 48 blocks. But we needed to recognize that with walkability and bikeability, that really downtown in our market area for our restaurants, our retailers, is actually much broader than that. And so we started looking at all the neighborhoods that were around us. And so this shows that, the neighborhoods to the east, the north, and the west. And with light rail, we've had an opportunity to connect with some of those neighborhoods as well. So our consultant put together some trends that were just affecting downtown in general, just as a background for us. And trends that are affecting downtowns across the world are the desire for a young skilled workforce. Women are playing a much broader role in downtowns and living in downtowns as well as working in downtowns, and then housing in downtowns. There's really a tremendous amount of growth. Lifestyles, people want complete streets, and what that means is they want streets that they can walk on, they can bike on, that vehicles, but mass transit, so that there's an opportunity for everybody. It's not weighted one way or another. People are interested in healthy places and food movements, and they want places that are fun, entertaining, and interesting. Downtowns now and cities in general are just not competing regionally or statewide or nationally. We really are competing much more in a global market. So what can we do?
Sorry.
Oh, sorry. But what can we do to encourage entrepreneurship? What more can we do regarding sustainability and also social equity?
Okay.
So we took a look at what were our existing strengths.
Okay.
Our waterfront location is one of our absolutely most strongest strengths, and it's something that we don't always pay enough attention to. For downtown businesses, whether you're living downtown or working downtown, we have unmatched views for businesses. Where else can you sit in your office and look out over the Elizabeth River? And we really need to do more to promote that. Next. The residential growth, I've mentioned this a couple of times now, it's been absolutely over-the-top phenomenal. Back, I think, my last year maybe with the city, the mayor set a goal of having 5,000 residents. That was the goal. That would be perfect if we could get 5,000 people living in downtown. We are at over 5,500 now, and more projects are continuing to develop. The Wainwright building was one of the first ones that Buddy did. Then we had the Metro on Granby at the corner of Freemason and Granby. Then the old former James Madison Hotel became the James. What is now known as the Law Building, the office building that was at the corner of Plume in Granby, our residents. The Rockefeller, as everyone's mentioned, that was in the newspaper this morning. The Virginia building, which is 131 Granby Street, where on the ground floor was Moe and O'Malley's, that's now going to be residential. 450 Bush Street, which is a new residential under construction at the corner of Charlotte and Bush, and the Tazewell Hotel. And this could be more in the works. So there is a lot, and it's really changing the dynamic of downtown. I mean, the amount of foot traffic we have downtown now in the evenings and on weekends is phenomenal. Yes?
What's the demographic of the people that are moving into these 5,500 residential units?
You're getting young, the younger demographics, so say right out of college to the mid-30s, and then you're getting empty nesters. So what we're not capturing is the middle, people with families. Most of the apartments, though, that are going in these buildings are studios, 1 bedrooms, some 2 bedrooms, but they're definitely geared at people who want a much smaller lifestyle. All the properties also have a lot of amenities. They're not huge apartments. My daughter finished college, and she's the one daughter, she came back, which is great. So she's working as a graphic designer at Dominion Enterprises. She's living in the James, and she has a 1 bedroom. But all of these apartment complexes have community gathering rooms. They all have athletic facilities. So they have those amenities. A lot of these people, you know, they're hanging out with their friends in coffee shops and restaurants. They're not necessarily hanging out in their apartments.
Mary, when we lost Fresh Market, we lost a real gift down there. Any possibility of
There is
somebody
something in the
there?
works. That's something
Farm
that
event, yeah.
something that everybody's trying, and
Yeah.
hopefully in the next month we're going to
Kroger,
know
yours to you?
positive or negative one way or another. We should hear something soon.
Good.
So, because yes, even my daughter, I said if I had got paid $1 for every time somebody had said to me we need a grocery store downtown, I probably could have bought a grocery store myself. And now I hear it from my own family. So, yes, sir.
Mary, how many apartments in downtown, how many condos in downtown?
Ooh, I'm not sure the condos. I know apartments now we have over 1,000. And that's growing. But it's hard sometimes. Well, and I don't have it with me. We keep a spreadsheet. Janice Early in the Department of Development and I keep this tracking spreadsheet of each property and then the number of apartments in each. Because from a census perspective, downtown also includes Freemason. So when you look at the census numbers, you're capturing both. Yes.
Mayor, what did you mean by social equity? That was on your presentation. What does that mean?
Well, we don't have enough workforce housing and affordable housing in downtown. A 1-bedroom apartment in most of these properties is $1,200. You know, my daughter will tell you the only reason she can afford is somebody right out of college and a job is because her parents paid for her to go to college. If she was someone who just left college and was had school loans, she wouldn't be in that apartment, and she knows that. So we need more workforce and affordable housing, which is why the Downtown Norfolk Council Board of Directors earlier this year voted to support a project on the east side of St. Paul's Boulevard. We don't have a lot of developable land downtown any longer, but we do have opportunity there, and the ability to get product in the area of downtown, in or near downtown, that provides people at a lower price point is a good thing. Office space, we are fortunate, we go by something we say the foot factor. When you go outside at work, at lunchtime, you can interact with people, you see people. I know I've had days when I've been trying to catch up with people on the phone and I run into them on the street and you have that wonderful foot factor. We are the cultural center of Hampton Roads. We have the Virginia Opera. We have the Chrysler Museum of Art Glass Studio. We have the Broadway series at Chrysler Hall. We have Harbor Park, MacArthur Memorial, Nauticus, the USS Wisconsin, and the Slover Library. And all of these attractions are within walking distance of one another. And now with the Arts District and what's happening there, we'll even have more to celebrate being that cultural center. In the Arts District, this has been an interesting process for some of us. A group of volunteers were very instrumental in getting the district off the ground, and then following Better Block that the city coordinated, there really was an incredible momentum. So our board of directors had decided that to help that process along, they would allocate a number of resources to that effort. So we've seen things like the Parlor, which is a restaurant, Push Comedy Club. We relocated the plot, which you can see in the background here, from what is now the site of the main hotel to the Arts District. Work Released opened, Zeke's Beans and Bowls opened. Hurrah Players are under construction. They have some of their resources there. And then the Glass Wheel Studio, which is another project on Olney Road, will be opening later this fall. And then retail, you know, we've gotten a lot of questions. Is Waterside and what's happening there going to impact other retail opportunities? We're looking at it as retail has three distinct kind of districts in downtown. You'll have what is now going to be known as the Waterfront District. You have MacArthur Center, and then you have Granby Street, and then even the arcades and what more can happen with the arcades. And restaurants, you know, we all think sometimes that we have too many. But there still seems to be continued interest. And the nice thing about Granby Street is it's been an opportunity for us to have a lot of locally owned and operated restaurants, a lot of smaller products, and they all are, right now, are doing really well. So, and I know I'm going long, but I'll quickly run through. So where do we have all those great strengths? Where do we go in the future? Still seeing that there's a strong demand for residential. We need to just continue to sustain our retail opportunities, perhaps more opportunity for conversion of Class B office space to residential, and innovation opportunities, and then the whole idea of redefining the primary market for downtown, and that's when I talked about those adjoining neighborhoods, and we look at those as part of the downtown neighborhood. So the plan recommendations were for innovation for Granby, retail and jobs, focusing on our vibrant spaces, working with the Greater Norfolk Corporation on innovation districts and an innovation center, residential services, things that will support all the residential uses we have in downtown, and then improving the linkages between all of the areas in and around downtown, and doing a better job with having linkages between our health and education institutions. We have a huge number of students that are attending college in the city of Norfolk, and can we do a better job of, you know, interacting with them? Next. Pedestrians first, placemaking in the downtown core, doing more things to activate our waterfront, not just festivals. Festivals are great and they bring a lot of people into our downtown, but what more can we do to bring amenities to the waterfront for the people that live there and for all of us to use? And again, this idea of neighborhood connections. Where are there need to be improvements made so that it's more comfortable to cross St. Paul's Boulevard, it's more comfortable to cross Brownston Avenue. And then always staying active. Our Clean and Safe program, which is our operations team, keep that. That's one of the strengths that downtowns have. The downtowns that have programs like that are stronger because of it. For us to keep working on marketing and events, and then encouraging those lifestyle amenities, everything from small dog parks to additional seating areas, playscapes. We do have a number of families with I'll say, toddler age children in downtown. But where can they play in additional park space? So that is a very quick run through of a whole lot of stuff. Questions?
Just a comment. Sure. You mentioned the field guide, but right next door is the barrel room.
Yes.
And we are working with the barrel room to coordinate what we hope to be our first winter beer fest.
Oh, great.
And we're coordinating with them and hoping to, well, we're looking at possible venues in downtown to have it.
Good. No, they're great. They're great people.
Yeah.
Really, really nice. So we enjoy working with them.
What's been the impact of Waterside's closure?
Of the closure of Waterside,
Well,
the amount
it's
of
been
time.
inactive for some time.
I mean, it hasn't been, for people that are in the area and know what was going on, you know, it was okay. For anyone that was coming to the waterfront, it was a challenge because all they were seeing was this vacant space. So that whole situation wasn't good. And I know it significantly impacted Dominion Tower, you know, owned by the Harbor Group, and their ability to lease that space and to activate their property, as well as the Sheraton. Because without Waterside, they were basically cut off from the rest of downtown. So. But now, you know, there's signs up that says Waterfront District, and there's actual active construction going on there, so which is a positive thing. But no, it wasn't good for too long.
Justin?
You have an update on what's going on with Selden Arcade and when that's going to reopen after the explosion?
W.M. Jordan has been working on repairing and replacing all the systems in the building and fixing the structural damage. We're hearing sometime in October that part of the work will be done, but we have not yet heard the schedule for getting the artists back in their spaces. Because that is not part of what W.M. Jordan's current work is for the building. So we are all trying to find that out.
Mary, thank you so very much. I've got one last duty that you need to perform.
Sure.
You've got a hat full of tickets.
Okay.
And you can pick any
No,
one of
Peter.
these.
Okay.
Give the last three digits.
All right, 138.
Who was that person?
138.
That's Larry.
Larry!
Larry.
Close and worry. Thank you, Mary.
I would like to present Mary with.
Hey, yeah, right.
Hey, guys.
Okay.
Yep, yep.